Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, my cute little cheerful, smart, intelligent, and brave friends. Welcome to the Story House, a place where we present to you an interesting story from the Quran every day. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has narrated many stories in the Holy Quran, wise and delightful stories that bring you joy and inspiration, while we learn wonderful things from the true stories, old and new. So, let's embark on a thrilling journey to the world of the Quran. But before listening to the story, make sure you have completed all your tasks properly so that you can enjoy listening to the story uninterrupted. And I really admire all of you being a part of this story. We had reached the 29th juz, and today we will listen to another story found in this juz. You've already heard a part of this story before, and because Allah had described it in detail in the 29th juz and even named a surah after it, today's story comes from Surah Nuh, and the title of the story is Prophet Nuh alayhi salam. Let's begin listening. Prophet Adam alayhi salam and Hawa alayhi salam lived in the world for a long time. Their children grew in number and spread out across the land. People started living in distant countries. For a while they remembered the teachings passed down by their grandfather, Prophet Adam alayhi salam. They continued this way for a long time, and many settlements were established far and wide. As time passed, people started forgetting the good teachings taught by Adam alayhi salam. They began making statues of their elders. They started forgetting Allah and began worshipping idols. Whenever they feared something or saw some benefit in it, they began to worship it. Seeing their terrible condition, Allah Almighty sent a pious servant of His, Prophet Nuh alayhi salam, to guide them and remind them of the right path. And you already know who a Rasul is, right? A Rasul is a righteous person chosen by Allah to convey His commands and share His will with people. These messengers share Allah's guidance with everyone and teach them how to walk on the path of Allah. Prophet Nuh alayhi salam invited his people toward goodness and stopped them from doing evil. He warned them against worshipping the false gods and idols they had begun to worship. He said, O my people, worship only Allah. He alone is your Lord. Listen to me and turn away from all these false gods besides Allah. If you do so, Allah will forgive your mistakes, give you honor in this world, and grant you paradise in the hereafter. You know, don't you, that when someone accepts Allah as their master and follow His commands, they can't just do whatever they like. They can't steal other people's belongings. They don't get freedom to act however they please. Instead, they must live as good, kind people. They must serve others. Sometimes they must give up their own benefit. At times, they must even risk their lives for truth and justice. These kind of things can't be done by people who only want to enjoy themselves. And that's exactly how the people of Nuh alayhi salam had become. They were so corrupted that nothing could make them change. Whenever Nuh alayhi salam tried to share good advice with them, they would plug their ears with their fingers. When he invited them to follow Allah's will, they would run away from him. They began speaking arrogantly and making excuses. But Nuh alayhi salam tried every possible way to make them understand. He delivered Allah's message in their gatherings in marketplaces. He even went to their homes to speak with them privately. Again and again he reminded them, Look, don't rebel against the one who created you and is taking care of you. Ask His forgiveness for your mistakes. He is very merciful. Look, He's the one who sends the rain. He gave you wealth and children. He made the rivers flow. He caused the crops and gardens to grow. What has happened to you that you're turning away from such a generous Lord? He's the one who gave you understanding. Otherwise, you would have lived like animals. He made you excellent human beings. Who created this earth and sky? Who made the sun and the moon? Who gave the sun its heat and the moon its light? Who causes plants to grow from the earth? You walk and live on this land, build homes and benefit from countless things He has given you. And remember, you will die. You're not going to live in this world forever. After death, You will return to him and you will be repaid for all that you have done. But the people of Nuh al-Islam did not listen to him. They refused to accept his message. Instead, they continued to follow the leaders of their society, those who were proud of their wealth and children. These leaders secretly plotted and planned against Prophet Nuh alayhi. Still, Prophet Nuh alayhi kept trying to guide his people for 950 years, over and over and over again. But apart from a few people, no one listened to him or accepted what he said, to the extent that even his own son did not listen to him. He too remained among the disbelievers. These disbelievers became enemies of Prophet Nuh al-Islam, and leading this enmity were the very people who were the chiefs of the nation, the wealthy and the powerful ones. They would mock Nuh al-Islam and his message. They would say, "Oh, don't listen to him. Who would believe what he says? He speaks nonsense. None of the respected people follow him. Just look at who his followers are. The poorest, lowest of the low. They shouldn't even be allowed to sit with us." Nuh al-Islam heard all of this and bore it patiently. He endured everything for the sake of pleasing his Lord. He knew that Allah knows everything and sees everything. That's why he did not lose hope and continued his mission with determination. Dear children, evil never lasts forever. Allah gives people time so they might turn back to the right path, but when there is no hope of change left, He erases such people from the world. When the people of Nuh al-Islam completely rejected their prophet's message, Allah decided to wipe them out, and He informed Nuh al-Islam of His decision that soon a terrible punishment would come upon His people. Nuh al-Islam was commanded to build a large ship so big that all the believers could fit inside it. He was also instructed to take a pair of each kind of animal living in that land into the ark. Prophet Nuh al-Islam began building the ark, but people saw that he was building it in a place where there was no sea, no river, not even a small pond, just dry land. Now they began to mock him even more. They laughed and said, "Look at this old man. He thinks he'll sail a ship on dry land," they mocked. But Prophet Nuh al-Islam knew exactly what was happening. He said, "Go ahead and laugh. Very soon you'll find out what this is all about. And at that time, we will be the ones who laugh at you." Then came the day when the punishment of Allah was to descend upon those disbelievers. Water began gushing out from the earth. For the first time, people saw water flowing out of an oven, a sign from Allah. At the same time, heavy rain began pouring from the sky. So much water fell that everything was submerged. In no time, the entire land was flooded. Nuh alayhi and his companions had already boarded the ark. The ship began to float on the rising water while everything around them started drowning. Even then, Prophet Nuh alayhi's son, who had chosen to stay with the disbelievers, had not boarded the ark. One last time, Prophet Nuh alayhi tried to advise him. He said, "My son, leave these wrongdoers, obey Allah's command, and come aboard with us." But his son refused and said, "I will climb a mountain. It will save me from the water." Prophet Nuh alayhi replied, "Today there is no one who can be saved from drowning except the one whom Allah has mercy upon." Even as Prophet Nuh alayhi was speaking, a huge wave came between them, and his son drowned along with the others. All of them drowned. Prophet Nuh alayhi turned to Allah and said, "O Allah, my son has drowned. You promised to save my family. He was my son." But Allah replied, "He was not truly part of your family. He did not do righteous deeds. He followed the disbelievers. You do not know what we know." Prophet Nuh al-Islam understood. He asked Allah for forgiveness and realized that a person's fate depends on their actions, even if they are the son of a prophet. No one was saved except those who had boarded the ark, who were the true servants of Allah. Not a single wrongdoer was left. All the people of the world were swept away by the flood. Then the water began to recede. The rain from the sky stopped, and the water on the earth began to dry up. Eventually, the ark of Prophet Nuh alayhi salam came to rest on a mountain called Judy. Allah's righteous servants and His Messenger came out of the ark and began living once again on earth, now filled with Allah's mercy and blessings. Evil has been wiped away, and goodness began to spread and flourish. On Allah's earth, it was now the righteous who ruled. The very people who were once called poor and lowly by the world were made the caretakers and inheritors of the land. That's all for today. Inshallah, we'll return the next time with another new story. And don't forget, after every prayer, make loads and loads of dua for yourself and for all the Muslims around the world. If you like the story, please like, subscribe, and share it. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.